Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hunter the Vigil Terminus Tendency. I am William, and I am your storyteller for this World of Darkness campaign chronicle. That's the word for it. And joining me today, we have Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Nina Sky, Union Rockstar.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Zero, the Chiron Group Director of Operations for the City of Atlanta.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Nikolai Dalka, unlicensed physician and member of the Ascending Ones.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Astrid Ashwin, Murder Suite of Knights of St. Adrian.
And Craig.
Hi, I'm playing Paul Phillips, copies of the Aegis Kaidoru, and I was in Roll20 all along.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I am playing Thomas Smith, Ashwood Abbey laborer.
I like how you all gave me things that you wanted to be on your profile card. And except for the first time, none of you have said them.
Okay, mine is long.
Whose fault is that?
Also,
Mine.
Who says it? We don't have to
I'm
say
just
it.
saying, yeah, I don't have to say because it's literally on the thing.
But it's like Thomas's is repairman. Astrid's is wrestler.
Mine at least is appropriate to my
Yeah, you're just secular Satanist rockstar neighborhood watch.
Yes.
Nikolai's is unlicensed paraphysician, which actually I don't think Jack even said that the first day.
No.
And then Paul's is adventure capitalist.
Listen,
Which is my personal favorite.
It's less funny if I repeat it constantly.
All right.
I'm a paraphysician because I'm as good as 2 doctors.
Not how it's spelled.
So, when last we left off, the group had a tense negotiation with Mr. White that had culminated in the retrieval of the Nail of Helena and its subsequent destruction / consuming by Colleen, much to your Aegis Kaidoru member's chagrin.
He's fine.
No, he's not.
You didn't roll well enough to know that.
And afterward, as everyone was winding down to prepare for their next leg of the journey to retrieve the cold iron wreath and deposit a ring in a volcano in Hawaii.
Best plan.
As you do.
as people were winding down before preparing for that, we ended last week with Zero receiving a call from one of his members of the Chiron group that they had potentially found some information on that mirror you told them about.
Oh, on the phone. Go on.
Yeah, we took out, you mentioned it was related to the undead and zombies and ghosts. So we took out one of our optic members, someone who can see them, and started canvassing for potential concentrations. And there's a concentration more like a vortex that is, I don't know if it's descending into or rising out of a lake.
Where at?
And he sort of begins to give general location data. But
I look at the time. It's really late.
But it's near the southern end of, it's not directly dead center in it, but it's like the southern end of Lake Lanier.
Okay, so that's about a 45-minute drive from here, from where I'm at.
Yeah.
In universe. Cordon off the area. Don't let any of our agents get too close to it. I'll be there to investigate it shortly.
Right. I'll make sure that nobody disturbs it.
Have there been any local reports of incidences?
There's been more than your usual amount of hauntings. Oh, of course, getting laughed off by the local news because who believes in ghosts nowadays?
Precisely. Anybody's washing up in the lake?
Not yet. But we've been having some bodies go missing from local graveyards.
Local to Lanier or local to Atlanta?
Local to Lanier, in the vicinity around it.
Well, I'll be on my way shortly. I'll list a location nearby to have them meet me for a debrief when I get there. And then turn that off. Think about who might still be up and around to give me backup. And who could give me backup because ghosts. Call Nico.
Yo.
Yes, Nikolai. Just recently got some information pertaining to one of the items we're seeking, and I need a few extra eyes to help me do the initial investigation. I understand that through the imbibement of your potions, you get extrasensory sight. Am I correct?
Yeah. I can, usually it's just, hey, that person's weird, but if I can finesse it, sometimes I can even tell that person's vampire weird or werewolf weird.
Can you see ghosts with it?
Nope. Click.
Call back.
I don't fucking do ghosts. I'm solid on the material side of things. Anything that can crawl inside me, just like,
What about zombies?
Zombies I'm much more chill with.
How about both?
Fine.
Call Paul.
What do you have that's good against ghosts?
I can interface directly with them.
You say interface like they're a computer and you're a computer and you guys are gonna,
I can
Cat 5 it or something.
I can sense, see, and touch.
Can your arrows sense, see, and touch them?
That depends on the arrow.
Okay, well, if we're going ghost hunting...
Right now we're going ghost reconnaissancing.
If we're going ghost watching... Ghost spotting? Anyway. Just you and me, or what?
No, I'm going to call a few others. It's been a long night, so I don't want everyone out, but at least one or two more.
Bet you Thomas's sword does weird shit with ghosts.
Thomas is also a college student who's just been off at a party and I believe has gone to...
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to be feeling
events.
that for a bit. Yeah, no. That one's going to need a bender recovery.
Meet me at, I'll give you an address, and we'll ride together.
Okay.
Click. And then I'm going to call Paul.
Better call Paul.
No.
Ring.
Excellent.
Ring.
Yeah. I'm up.
Paul. I've recently received word on the location of one of the artifacts we're looking at, and I need a pair of eyes to assist me in reconnaissance.
I've only got the one to offer, but sure.
How are you with ghosts?
Particularly suited, I suppose. Could be even more so. What are we looking at? What sort of situation?
Some sort of vortex of spiritual activity over Lake Lanier. We need to recon the area and see if it's actually the location of the artifact we seek.
We got time to pick this up, or is this a sort of hurry up sort of situation?
It's quite a drive, so hurrying up would be preferable before anything untoward happens. There's been no reports of bodies drowning in the lake yet, but the earlier we get out there on this, the earlier we can confirm whether or not it is on our list and can reconvene with the others.
Right. All right. Where do you want to meet up?
I'd give them the same address I gave Nico.
Got it. Give me, how far away is that from my hotel, I guess, at this point?
You're probably closer to it than he is, honestly.
All right. He will give a time estimate that's about twice as long.
See you when you get there.
Got it.
Click. Now, make sure I've got that vial of holy water. What do aside from my innate ghost sensing abilities and my plasmic call, do I know of anything that I have access to immediately that is useful against ghosts? It's all useful against zombies, but ghosts more in particular.
Yeah. Give me intelligence and occult.
My conspiracy add anything to it?
No. You're not a ghost hunting conspiracy. Ghosts are, even if you do have some parts that come from ghosts, ghosts aren't particularly useful.
Would my unseen sense add anything to this?
No, this is your knowledge, not your ability to sense.
Cool. Just thought I'd check. I'm gonna spend a willpower for extra dots. 4 successes.
So, as far as ghosts are concerned, it's difficult to say exactly whether or not the ghost can be killed. Often will depend on the ghost and how it's manifesting. You do know that ghosts have a large amount of emotional investment, and as far as what's keeping them there, it's difficult to say exactly what makes them up, other than ectoplasm being the weird material that you have sort of defined as part of them.
I have some inside me.
But aside from things that are decidedly noted to affect ghosts, which are typically things that have ectoplasmic resonance, like your plasmic call and the etheric rounds of Task Force Valkyrie, it's difficult to say what will and won't work, and usually dealing with a ghost is a matter of dealing with them emotionally. It usually requires an amount of study more than brute force unless you are, again, someone from Task Force Valkyrie with their ghost killing bullets.
Yeah. All right. So I will just grab my basic gear then, not worrying about. No, I'll bring my bow with me because zombies might be around, and for them, stabbing works. And then I'll go meet up with Nico and Paul. Paul, who I assume is going to do other things.
William, I sent you a whisper.
Okay.
Is that okay? That's the one that we had talked about sort of before this season started.
Yes, you can swap out for that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so however long that takes, I think that one is probably, he'll let them know quick curbside drop off and pick up from the relic library. And I also sent them some communications based on the other things that we talked about. So I don't know if that was like 3 hours ago. So probably nothing has come of that yet.
Sorry, run that one by me again.
I said I also sent them the other things that I sent you a message about, the people at the local labyrinth, but I'm sure that nobody who can even make any decisions like that are even awake.
Probably not, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I will go meet up with my buddy in the temple there, and then go and meet up with the others.
Oh, pull up to the meeting spot. Am I the first one there, or is Nico there already?
You'd probably be the first one there, I would think.
Yeah. So I pull up in my stupid car. Stupid in the best way. And wait.
Paul
eventually.
As a
I feel like
service deliver him.
Yeah.
Paul.
All right. Always interesting to get some extracurriculars after work.
Yes. We're just waiting on Nico to arrive, and then we'll be heading off.
Very good. Didn't call in any of the others?
No, Astrid needs her rest, as Thomas is busy, and, well, I'm not 100% certain how helpful Nina would be in looking at a vortex of ghosts.
Well, I've got to say, I think the three of us are probably the least likely to run directly at it, try to stab it or shoot it with something, or grab it and try to stare directly into the forces of hell. So, good choices so far.
And while Nico might not be of dramatic assistance in the recon aspect, should anything go south, it'll be good to have a medic nearby.
Paul holds up his hands. You don't ever need to sell me on the convenience of having somebody who knows their way around a scalpel.
Which is when Nico pulls up. Blasting EDM out the windows.
For expediency's sake, we'll take my car.
Works with me. Nico, all right?
Yeah. You guys are in the front, because I'm not getting fucking possessed.
Yeah. More than fair. Just saying, Azaro, glad to have you along just in case any of us need our, heads twisted back around after they start spinning or any of that sort of thing.
You pea soup on me, and we are going to have issues, sir.
I cannot disagree with any of that.
That was demons, not ghosts, but the point stands.
Oh. No. We will be sure to give you ample warning should a stray ghost begin eyeing your corpulence.
You want to run that word by again?
Nope. Nico looks at his stomach like, what?
We're more corporeal than they are. Get in the car.
Corpulence means fat.
You're
Corporeal means physical.
You're also larger than they are. Get in the car.
grabs his bags.
Is this that negging I've been hearing about?
No?
That sort of thing happens consensually and only between people with a lot of trust.
No, it's sarcasm, Paul.
Oh, you said negging.
Right.
Never mind.
As is mine. Right, lads.
Get in the car and drive.
Excellent.
So, as luck would have it, I happen to have some of Miss Sky's latest tracks. He will hold out his phone.
As do I. I hit play and they're already on my phone.
Hell yeah.
At least she's here in spirit.
Which tracks are we listening to, Jeremy?
which tracks would Zero have in his playlist? Knowing what else is
I
in his
don't know
playlist.
which track. Do you really think I know your character's musical taste, first of all?
Oh,
We'll start with that. Second of all, I came up with a few song titles that are in my character's history and album titles. I did not come up with a full discography.
We're giving you the chance to play.
We're listening to
Not plain, but sure.
we're listening to some songs.
Glorious.
Unless you want me singing. You don't want me singing. No matter what my play-by looks like, I am not Taylor Momsen, and I do not sing like her.
We're listening to Hellhound Run. I think that's the first song.
I thought it was going to be attempted shooting by
God's
work
sake.
colleague while coming back from the hedge.
She's not Fallout Boy.
Right?
By Panic at the Disco.
By Panic at the Disco, yes.
Through the Cracks. There's an album title for you.
There we
or
go.
a song
Awesome.
title for you. The album title is Devil's Left Hand.
Nice.
That's what we're listening to as we head up to Lake Lanier.
So it's
Just
that,
the one song on repeat.
On repeat, yeah.
Eventually,
I don't think I've quite got it yet.
it's the devil's left hand, Paul, not the right.
Oh, all right. We've got to listen to it again.
What do you think his right hand was busy doing?
I don't want to know.
Oh my God.
Presumably wiping his ass.
As William just lets us dangle.
That's why he had to use his right hand.
Oh boy.
So,
I would like to apologize to our entire audience.
Why?
you
Unless this is what you're
eventually
here for.
This is what they're there. This is what they're here for.
Oh, thank God. No, he was starting.
I can stop and just let you guys
No.
keep going if you want.
I think we're ready for the next narrative beat. Yes.
So, you eventually arrive at the shores of Lake Lanier. And as soon as you step out of the car, it becomes quite obvious what Zero's contacts were talking about. Because those of you with spectral sight who can see ethereal energies and the essence of ghosts don't necessarily see ghosts, but something sort of spiraling. You can't tell if it's into or out of the lake, but something in the lake is a point of connection, and there is a funnel. Whether it is expanding as it goes out or contracting as it goes in is uncertain.
Whoa.
And
That
it is
unstable.
significantly large.
Yeah, Nico's gonna light up a resin stick and smoke that on his way out, just so he's got some sort of monster vision.
Well, that's impressive.
And he'll spend a willpower.
lean more towards concerning, but yeah, it is.
William, I'm going to start using my unseen sense to sort of just get a sense for the area. Specifically, I'm using the ability, the character may sense verges and loci, feeling the emotional weight of the area around them. With an extended wits plus composure roll, the character may be able to feel what sort of resonance the area has. The number of required successes is equal to 10 minus the locust's rating, and each roll represents 1 turn. Gonna see if I can get any sort of like idea as to if this is just the area, if there's something specific about the area, or if it's not the area itself, it's something else.
Make the roll.
Wits plus composure. So if it's not the item, I need 10 successes. And if it is the
I know
item,
how you roll. Good luck.
10 minus the rating of whatever this locus might be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like if there's no locus here, then I need 10 successes is the idea. And it gets lower if there is a locus here. All right. Wits, composure, roll.
Does Nico change at all when he's under the effects of the potion? I mean, I know Zero can see it, but to anyone without Zero's specific senses.
So that's 7. Do I need to roll again?
You needed 1.
Oh, hey. So I didn't need the second 2 rolls.
Sorry. Go ahead, William.
So immediately you sense this is not a locus. You would actually be more inclined to call it the locus, as in this thing is drawing not just any particular ghost or any particular mass of like the dead, but regardless of who and how, whatever this thing is drawing ghosts. Period. End of sentence. There is no rhyme or reason any ghost is drawn to this place.
As far as I was aware, there was not a locus like this in this area previously.
As far as you're aware, there isn't a locus like this in existence.
Yeah. Well, I can confirm that something weird is happening beyond the spiraling mass of spiritual energy.
You were about to ask something, Jack?
Oh, no. Craig had just asked if there was any visual indication once Nico had smoked his red resin. It's the smoke off of it drifts differently than you'd expect for anything tobacco or cannabis based. It's heavier. And it does to an extent seem to coalesce around his eyes a little bit, but it eventually dissipates and he looks more or less normal.
What does it smell like?
It's honestly vaguely incense-like, but with a sharper edge to it.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you picking this
It's
up?
myrrh.
He says to Nico, pointing in the general direction of, the apocalypse.
Oh, fuck yes.
Ah, I see you can see them after all.
Yeah, I'm going to have to remember this blend.
Well, this seems like
that looks like the bathtub of hell.
I can sense that there is some sort of locus functioning here, though rather than like a normal power point in the world, it's more like a magnet for all things ghost, regardless of distance, power, or inclination.
Fantastic. Is this
we brought Colleen along?
Not for the recon. When we go in, definitely.
Go in.
You can definitely tell the locus is in the lake.
Yeah.
Now, is this the sort of thing? I mean, is it kind of an all-purpose ghost catcher, or is this the sort of thing that's going to be a problem? I mean, are they being drawn in and then held there, and then not really more of a problem?
All I can sense is that they're being drawn in unnaturally. which to me sounds like a problem.
So they're going in, they're not coming out?
No.
I mean, you can see what I'm saying, though. I mean, if they're being drawn in but not coming back out, I mean,
They got to be going somewhere.
Yes.
maybe it's just like a big old ghost grease trap, and they're going to be held in there.
The
until
item
A
is
street sign by you rattles and bends and points into the lake on its own.
Okay, well,
What kind of street sign is it?
I was going to say.
The sign itself is it's a crossing sign.
is it like old timey? Is it a ghost street sign?
Does the street sign look like it's already dead? Is what Craig is asking.
I mean, certainly now.
I mean, it's certainly bent out of shape.
Uh-huh.
You got
Yeah,
you weren't
that's-
looking directly at it until it started turning, but you got the faintest sense of something. You're fairly certain that a poltergeist just twisted that for one reason or another.
Yes, so
Okay.
definitely
That's
dangerous.
very reassuring.
It's called Death's Hand Mirror, so I can only imagine that it's functioning as some sort of portal to the Twilight, or to wherever ghosts go after they aren't here anymore.
We didn't have a chance to do any research on the hand mirror yet, right?
Nope.
I think finding out a little bit more about what it might be doing might be a good thing. But yeah, this is certainly a problem.
I'll have my people keep an eye on the location in case anything changes dramatically. But it looks like we're going to have to go into the lake to find the source of this.
Are your people like trained and equipped to handle immaterial stuff that does light vandalism to, them?
Yes.
Paul just taps his
Alright.
and points at Nico.
My people are trained for a wide variety of options. We have to retrieve
Like, yeah,
things.
but Paul, being able to see something coming just means you can see it coming, not necessarily stop it from.
With ghosts.
No. He just I'm sorry. That may have been unclear. He was indicating he was about to ask the same thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said he tapped his eye.
He tapped his nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When dealing with ghosts, we are, as far as I'm aware, the only organization that has managed to extract enough useful essence from them to embed them into our operatives. So that should give you an idea that we have some amount of idea of what we're doing.
However, you know of anyone else in town, Zaro? Not that I have any lack of faith in your particular group, but I feel like this is something really big. More people we can bring on board. Do we have anybody more academic that delves into these sorts of things? Less cleanup crew?
Oh, I know that...
Basically, he's asking, do you know Venkman?
No. I know that Project Valkyrie has etheric rounds. They can shoot the ghosts, but I don't know if that's what we need at the moment.
Again, like I said, less cleanup crew, more Venkman.
Would I know any spectral researchers, William? Either within or without of my organization?
We need the ghost punchers.
We need the ghost talkers.
I mean, strictly speaking, there is an organization that is difficult to find. In fact, it is the conspiracy that often goes without being noticed, even among the conspiracies of hunters. And I'm about to butcher this pronunciation, but Les Mystères. is known as the ghost dealing organization of hunters. They get a lot. They're known as the voodoo witch doctors, whether that's earned or not. But the hunting organization has an amount of ties to, is known for its dealing with spirits and those from beyond, and they have particular rites that are designed at appeasing spirits and dealing with them and trying to oust them.
Do I know of any agents in the area?
That's the thing. Le Mystère is not well known and do not make themselves well known.
If you're saying if we have a problem, if nobody else can help, and if we can find them, maybe we can hire the ghost team.
Are either of you particularly good at speaking French?
Paul says,
You're an asshat. Pardon my French.
That's a no.
pas trop fort, mais un peu si les situations oui.
Well, there's an organization that I have no contacts with, that I only vaguely know of, called Le Mystère, who are ghost specialists, as it were. I have no idea how to contact them, though.
Here, do you actually speak French, Craig?
Do I as a person, or does Paul?
You as a person.
I haven't spoken it in years and years and years.
Maybe you can tell me how that's meant to be pronounced.
Le Mystère. You got it.
I was right. Yay.
Yep.
So what you're saying is we need tickets to Les Mis.
Les Mis. But yes, if we could figure out how to locate them, that might be a step. But other than that, researching on our own. And quickly. This doesn't look like it can wait very long.
Can I text the Maxwell at the Labyrinth and see if he knows of any local contacts for Le Mystère?
To which Nico will add, well, if you're on this continent, you need some French people. You either go to New Orleans or Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
I have the distinct inclination that the local the closest concentration of this particular group is likely in New Orleans.
One of those is definitely closer, yeah.
But yeah, the roll me your conspiracy and your research just to see if your conspiracy might have that information.
Perhaps Nina might have a contact after one particularly long Mardi Gras.
So I can't roll merits, can I? So I just would roll the dice.
Yeah, just roll the dice.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you said research, so I would get it's academics research. I get my bonus to it.
Sure, why not?
Okay. That's 10 dice. Oh, no, I actually don't have anything that adds up to that high. I was going to say I can fake it with other stuff, but no, I can't.
You can just do a simple roll.
Okay.
Like on the character sheet,
select. Click on simple, and then just click the dice, and it'll tell me how many I'm rolling. Oh, cool.
And it'll ask you how many you want to roll, basically.
Nice. Wow. 10 dice for one success. Here we go, folks.
It begins.
So you contact Maxwell, and you're lucky that he's up. But then again, most hunters are creatures of the night in general, because so is their prey. But you contact him, and he gets back to you with sort of a very short list of, well, typically speaking, the Le Mystère are associated with a number of different religious movements, both the traditional Vadone, the Haitian spiritualism, Creole ideas, and that combination of various forms of different cultures clashing in unique locations. And that's just to say the ones that are well known. Of course, like any conspiracy of hunters, you can find members from anywhere, and they will have their own takes on everything. The organization is as worldwide as any other. They just have something of a reputation. As for contacts, while we don't know anyone in specific, you can likely find who you're looking for, especially if this kind of event is taking place as you describe. They are likely here for the same reason that the ghosts are here. So, while we don't have anyone specific, odds are good they haven't let this slip by unnoticed.
Paul, this is by text, right? Not my phone.
Yeah, probably.
Paul looks up at the other two and says, the suggestion is, it seems a reasonable one, they may already be here. Shall we try something stupid?
Such as?
Oh, like here, like they're currently watching this same thing right now from some other position?
Right, yeah. My contact back at the Labyrinth says that it seems very unlikely that we'd be the first ones out on the scene. If there are members of Les Mystères here in the city, they're probably already looking into this one.
I mean, so we're going to do what? Shoot the vortex with a flare gun or something and see if anybody pops up and says, what the fuck are you doing?
I just thought maybe we yell out real loud in French.
It is late at night in near a populated area.
Right.
So yeah, yell in French. Go for it.
See which redneck you wake up and get to scream about America.
How do you yell help in French? I don't know.
Je m'aide. But he will just sort of shrug his shoulders and raise his voice and go, J'ai une question sur un mystère. I have a question about a mystery.
Just on the off chance, roll me
Dumb luck.
presence and
Can't wait for Samuel L. Jackson's character from The Frog Prince to just step out from behind a sign.
I was Keith David, but yeah.
Keith David, right? Keith David.
roll me presence and socialize, just for the hell of it.
He's got friends on the other side. Presence and socialize, 2 skills related to straightforward, honest communication with your fellow people. Not Paul's strong suit. 2 successes, better than my 10 goddamn dice.
Double. You got double the result from rolling 10 dice.
On 4.
Yeah.
Well, the result, less than half the day.
That's World of Darkness, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, strictly speaking, that can happen in old World of Darkness if you roll too many ones.
I mean, yeah.
That's our rolling.
That's why I just said that's World of Darkness, baby. Does anyone step out from behind a sign?
So, there's a Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, there's a notable laugh that comes from, you're pretty certain somewhere nearby. It echoes with the sort of ethereal quality that one might expect from a voice from beyond, but it's definitely in response to your call out.
Holy shit, Paul, it worked.
Nico is just spinning, eyes fucking saucers on his face, like,
I owe you a raise.
the hell is going on?
Is there any further response, or do we see anything in that direction?
It's directionless. That's the thing.
Okay,
It's just an echoing laugh, like you would say a ghost was laughing at you.
Sure.
I look around for a ghost.
Yeah, so's Nico, man.
Bonsoir. Ça, c'est de la merde, n'est-ce pas? Oui.
While your French isn't bad, it's completely unnecessary, comes a thick southern drawl as an individual almost appears out of nowhere. In fact, does. You sort of catch this rolling mist from the spiritual presence that begins to move in as the air gets colder and a light fog rolls over the lake. And from an area that was perfectly clear until the fog rolls in, you see a man emerging from the mist.
Paul will sort of nod in that direction and say, well, that's a relief. Honestly, after that, about all I've got left is ordering crepes.
Nico leans over to Zero. $5. His name's Lafayette.
I'll take that bet. Greetings. And I sort of like leave the empty space for him to introduce himself.
Well, it's interesting to see so many of the high and mighty conspiracies walking around in one place.
Well,
What brings you out here looking for someone like me?
I point towards the vortex.
I think Paul does it the exact same time with a thumb.
Fair, though that
And
seems...
Nico points at him and says, low and mighty. Thank you very much.
While the Phoenix Orders might be less popular than our medicinal and artifact coveting friends, they're not unknown.
I don't want to be a pain in the ass. Would he recognize Paul?
I think he would probably be able to put... you don't know whether he would recognize you.
Okay. But he still has pegged me as a member of the Aegis. Just because Paul intentionally is hard to recognize.
Oh, yes. Like, he looks like an everyman, but something about you tipped this man off.
Fair. Also, I guess to be fair, I don't have my contact in, so that eyeball is pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
All right.
What is it? The suit?
Sorry, didn't mean to slow us down.
And the eyes, good friend.
Hmm. You've got a very good sense of sight.
Call it that.
So,
I'll go ahead.
So is this normal weather in these parts?
I will, just because, you know, I feel like rewarding this man for his insight, I will remove the sunglasses for the first time that the other two have ever seen me do so. And the two of you can see his eyes are cat-like, but the irises are red.
are they luminous or reflecting light like a cat in this darkness?
No.
Okay.
But they have the slitted pupils.
Okay.
Nico just starts humming Toss a Coin to Your Witcher under his breath then.
Well, Yes, we are here because this particular phenomenon concerns an issue that, if not dealt with, could result in the destruction of reality as we know it. And we theorize that the item we seek is at the center point of this whole fiasco.
Well, sounds like you've got quite a challenge. My name is Gregoire Duval.
I hold a hand out towards Nico.
Nico puts a $5 bill in it.
Put it in my pocket.
Paul Phillips.
Zara Albright.
I'm Nico.
Pleasure to meet all of you.
Oh, what can you tell us about this phenomenon?
Well, if I had to guess, the artifact you're looking for would be Death's Hand Mirror, as one of the only things that could cause, well, this.
I've been operating under the assumption that... Oh, go ahead, Paul.
Just first, good to hear that we don't need to dance around the specifics. Second, what exactly is this? Again, pointing to the lake.
This is the confluence, the spiritual confluence, a coming and going of every spirit in the region, drawn to what they think is their door into and out of this hell of persistent existence. And while the mirror can be used to speak with, pass on, and summon back any dead spirits that the wielder of the mirror is familiar with, it's not the door they're hoping for. The dead cannot use the mirror, only be used by it. And when they find that they can't get what they want from the mirror, they get angry.
Hence the...
Buy it.
What was that, Paul?
When you say used by it, it just kind of trails off.
The mirror is, as they say, the tool with which death speaks to those beyond. It can be used to summon up, dismiss, or contact the spirits of the deceased as a conduit for twilight. The spirits are powerful, and a certain amount of command can be expressed by those with the right will and knowledge to wield the mirror. These ancient secrets are best left hidden for the most part, as anyone with the wrong mind could put the mirror to use. Well, what do you think you could do with an army of ghosts?
Oh man, where do I even start? Like,
recreate that scene from Lord of the Rings.
That was rhetorical.
Yeah. You know of any other interested parties?
Well,
I mean, I take your point. Who wouldn't be interested, right? But I mean, parties looking into it already.
the werewolves tend to have far more dealings with spirits than I tend to like. Aside from them, sorcerers and witches occasionally will contact the dead for their magic, and having a limitless and easy access to their spirits would likely not be amiss to them.
So they're likely already aware of this situation.
Still, the mirror is not going to be easy to access, especially not for those of us who still wear a mortal shell.
We only need to retrieve it.
What would happen to those of us who try to get closer to it, though?
As you try and get closer to it, you'll be more and more exposed to the none too happy ghosts who are seeking it out. You'll find more undead rising around here, simply because as the vengeful spirits of the dead find they can't leave or get what they're seeking from the mirror, they'll find whatever's nearby to serve their purposes, to vent their frustration. But as you get closer...
Nico is Googling drownings in Lake Lanier just to see how many bodies might be down there.
That's a higher number than you'd think. There's already been reports of the nearby graveyards vacating themselves, so... Sounds like we need to deal with this swiftly.
And that's just the ones in the graveyards. Who's to say how many of the dead of the lake are rising up?
There just puts a hand to his head, rubs his temple. Of course it would happen to me.
The mirror... Are we fairly certain it's in meat space and not ghost space?
Fairly certain.
Okay, well, that's one
Though whether it's simply laying on the lake floor, I couldn't tell you.
Need some sort of scuba diving gear.
Okay, or like a ghost-proof bathysphere or something.
William, do we have anything do we have any ghost proofing in Chiron Group?
Not really.
Yeah, no.
Can you make a Faraday cage but for ghosts?
Electrocute the entire lake.
Could the I'm 100% sure that there's not any. Well, okay, I'm 95% sure that there's not any published relic that could do that. But is there something? Do I think that there's something that you just might be able to whip up?
No.
Maybe, but it probably wouldn't be on short notice.
Okay.
And you might have to do some hunting to try or some tasks to get access to it.
I am somewhat resilient to the effects of ghosts, though I'm not certain I'm that resilient. I say, pointing towards the typhoon. Yeah. Oh.
Is there something that might be able to draw them away? Or at least draw most of them away? I mean, it seems like the mirror is kind of the tastiest treat in the room, but could we get something else that might draw some of them off?
Something that could actually grant them what they want, perhaps.
I'm assuming that's not going to be tremendously easy, but what would accomplish that?
Ghosts are beings of emotion.
Unless you can instantaneously process whatever a ghost's unfinished business might be and help it resolve it in the span of a conversation, you're unlikely to be able to do too much.
Yes, they're beings of emotions, ruled by it and trapped by it. Their traumas in life are what keep them here. Resolving those are the easiest, least dangerous way to rid one of a ghost, but you can assault them. I imagine that big of a mass would react to a Task Force Valkyrie attack. Could call in Task Force Valkyrie, actually, to act as a distraction. I imagine they wouldn't take too kindly to being shot at with etheric rounds.
What is it they're attempting to seek as far as getting through the mirror? Are they trying to pass on?
Yes.
Most of them want to pass on. Some of them want to find those they've lost. Some of them want to come back. The trick is, not all of them are going to be exactly the same. And the mirror can't give them what they want because the mirror can't be touched by those who are not. The mirror cannot be touched by ghosts or even the undead.
Well, we can take this information back with us, inform the others once they've woken up. See if anyone else has any brilliant ideas.
Paul will produce a card with his phone number on it that just simply says Paul Phillips, and underneath in just small elegant font it says acquisitions, and we'll hand that over.
Do I need to make a roll to see if Nico is aware of Thoth's whisper?
Is that a potion?
That's an elixir, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Roll me intelligence occult, and you can add your conspiracy.
Okay.
I appreciate your insight. Here's my number. I hope I might be able to get some contact from you as well. Perhaps we can coordinate on this. Seems weird.
Apparently not. Never mind then.
Not at the moment, at the very least.
Okay.
You might be able to contact someone in the ascending ones and ask, but
Well, let us. Okay.
so I'm gonna put this fucking name in there before you guys fail to take notes.
Perfect.
I know Duval. That's all I got. Oh, Duval, I appreciate your assistance.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't be proper for me to let the world end, as you say, so I might as well provide what assistance I can.
And speaking of, what is your best case scenario in this whole situation, Mr. Duval?
Regarding this particular mirror, something or someone set the mirror off. Normally, it doesn't do this passively. Someone sent out the signal, and now the ghosts are being drawn indiscriminately. Normally, it's used to call one specific name. It takes some tampering or misuse to trigger this kind of influx.
So whoever turned this thing on has quite the mystic set of balls on him, basically.
Definitely. And I'm not comfortable with that. I would like to know for what purpose and who.
Fair enough.
Understandable.
Well then. Mr. Phillips will be in contact with you.
Did I get them digits?
Yeah, he'll give you a number you can contact.
We'll keep you abreast of the situation as it evolves.
Spirits be with you.
And also,
hopefully not too much.
If you know the right ones to talk to, they can be a real help.
I've had a little too much spirits talking in my ear for my life.
But we appreciate it.
Contact me if you need me. And he turns and starts to walk away, and again that fog rolls in and he's just gone.
That seems very useful. Well, let's get out of here before Poltergeist decides to make one of us a meat puppet. And I say as I walk towards the car.
Don't say shit like that.
always so reassuring, Azara.
A rock emerges from the lake and pelts against the side of the car.
Motherfuck. Let's drive.
Get in the car. Turn it on. Drive away. Well. We'll regroup in the morning and share what we found.
Nico is texting his mentor, Amalia. What do we have that's good with ghosts?
Which book is the Elixir of Thoth in?
Compacts and Conspiracies, I think.
Book of Spirits, I can tell you.
Yeah, page 55 on.
So, depending on how everyone reacts, we'll need to figure out if we're doing a one-person insertion or we're all going to try to get to the bottom. It'll be easier for one person to swim down, but I can acquire the gear for the rest of us if everyone wants to go. So,
Yeah.
are either of you trained in scuba gear?
I'm the kind of swimmer where, like, if a boat goes down, I probably won't drown.
So no.
Yeah.
I only
You eventually get back. Well, there's something that can make very strong use of one particular ghost if you're looking to turn possession on its head.
Just all caps back. Yes, pulls.
If you're willing to put in the effort, I can teach you how to brew Thoth's Whisper.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Take them all back to where we met up and drop them off. Meet tomorrow at the hideout.
So, the morrow arrives. What is everyone doing?
Group text. Meeting at hideout. Important information acquired last night.
Okay.
Astrid will shoot back.
Okay.
Can I get a ride?
I'll stop by.
Okay. Still injured.
Stop by in the car.
That's why she's not driving her motorcycle.
Me too.
So the Nina Uber.
Just sit and text, fine,
Alright.
I'm carpool mom.
Nina is officially the domino of this group.
Once we all get together.
Yeah, so eventually everyone gets to the hideout.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a restful night.
Yeah.
We've located, potentially, with about 90% accuracy, the Death's Hand Mirror. It is-
Sorry, what?
We've located, with roughly 90% accuracy, Death's Hand Mirror.
Where?
In the middle of a screaming vortex of souls in Lake Lanier.
Makes sense.
That's the reason I picked that lake.
How did
The
we
Death
find
Lake.
this out?
Well, I've had my people looking for any information regarding any of the artifacts that we don't already have a lead on. Last night, after we ended for the night, my people got a hold of me. They informed me that there was a swirling vortex of souls in Lake Lanier. I gathered Paul and Nico, and the three of us went to recon. There, we determined that there was indeed a screaming vortex of spirits.
Oh wait, shit! Do we get to do like Ghostbusters stuff? Can I get a backpack? Does your Never mind. He sits back down.
While there, we made contact with a member of Le Mystere, a organization that principally deals with spirits and ghosts, who confirmed our suspicions that the Death's Hand Mirror is likely the source of this sudden appearance of a locus of spirits. It is attracting the spirits with promises of fulfilling all their desires. And upon reaching it, they realize that they cannot actually fulfill their desires, for that the dead cannot touch the mirror. At which point they repel off of it and become angry, and angry spirits turn into zombies and poltergeists. So, Lake Lanier is currently a problem.
Ta-da.
Yes, Thomas.
Proton packs. Yes, no.
No.
Shoot.
Not a real
Probably
thing.
Not a thing. Yeah.
If anyone has it, it's Task Force Valkyrie, and I don't want to ask them. They're assholes.
After you made so nice with the local commander, too.
So
So
how are we
basically-
going to take care of this?
Well, we've got a locus that needs some hocus pocus. So if we all focus,
The suggestion was if something could be done to draw some amount of the spirits away from the lake, that might be a way to get someone closer to it. I'm particularly resilient to the efforts of ghosts on the mortal form, but I am not that resilient. Not enough to wade into a tornado of them. So, either way, someone or someones will need to swim down to the bottom of Lake Lanier and search for the physical object. It is likely resting at the bottom. No idea if it is in any sort of container or not. But along the route, there is no doubt to be the drowned bodies of the various people who were never discovered having drowned in Lake Lanier. Also, we have confirmed reports that bodies have been rising from nearby graveyards.
So who
Okay.
are our strongest swimmers?
Okay, I'm pretty good.
I
Do a breaststroke.
took a few scuba lessons as a kid.
Oh.
It'll be useful.
It might not be a bad idea to have both of you go. Young Thomas, how do you feel about a scuba pack instead of a proton pack?
I've never scuba dove.
You never used a proton pack either.
The trick
No.
we're going to want to not have too many people in the water. If one of the
Okay.
swimmers becomes possessed, underwater is a particularly dangerous place.
Yeah.
How are you intending to get the spirits to not attack you as you get close?
That
Yeah.
Asks Colleen.
that I have no ideas. Well, I have an idea, but it's a bad one. I know that Task Force Valkyrie has specific munitions that do harm to ghosts better than any other weapon.
But they're
Could.
mad at us.
Well, they would still have to respond if someone reported a potentially life-threatening instance of tornado souls. But I'm not certain if them attacking the ghosts would actually draw them away or not.
Never mind whether they're mad at us or not. They're sociopaths, and I could go on a rant, but the last thing we want is them involved in this whole thing.
Yes, like I said,
It's
Literally the last
It's
thing.
a bad idea.
bad idea.
I would give this shit to the supernatural creatures that they belong to before I gave it to Task Force Valkyrie.
Oh, that's right. Another wrinkle. Someone turned it on.
Excuse me.
Sorry?
The mirror does not operate like this passively. Someone activated it and threw it in the lake.
A mortal.
Would have to be. The dead can't touch it.
Well,
Well,
mean,
yeah,
that just means it's
but-
not big.
Which means it can't be vampires, ghosts, or zombies, yes.
okay.
We did hear, and the point was raised, which makes me, hairs on the back of my neck stand up, but the point was raised. Werewolves do have a particular interest in spirits.
As do witches.
Two of my favorite groups of people, as you all know. But we do have an inn with some werewolves that managed not to rip any of our arms out of sockets yet. Might not be a terrible idea to reach out, but the thing that's holding me back is what if they don't know about it and this draws the attention? I don't want to have to
Yeah.
fight with a bunch of ghosts and a bunch of werewolves.
Let's not put this past the idea of vampire involvement still.
Yes, a vampire could have ensorcelled someone to manipulate the mirror directly, but a vampire couldn't touch it directly.
I mean, a vampire could literally have paid somebody X amount of money to say, go to this lake, do this, do this, do this, then throw it in.
Yes.
We're gonna need to turn it off.
Well, I assume Colleen
Switch.
When it gets it gets
Yes.
turned off, assumedly.
we
I
might,
mean,
we might be
Colleen's
able
going
to
have a lot of company.
we might be able to turn it off prior to handing it over to Colleen, but that's
I would.
That would
feel
be
better
preferable.
about
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Let's not risk that.
I
I'm on
mean,
Team
so
Nina for this one.
not to put another thing that you're probably going to be very distrusting about on the table, but I was raised among mages,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a particular order of mages that deals with life and death.
No.
They're called the Euthanatos. And if you wanted anyone who had the power to cause that kind of spiritual distraction, it might be one of them.
Euthanatos are also that particular order sounds like they would also be the kind of individuals who would want the mirror.
Probably, yes, but I
Are
can't think
they-
of anyone who would more likely be able to cause that distraction you're looking for. And I don't know if you want to get a werewolf involved.
I'd rather get a werewolf involved than I would a witch.
Reverse.
We've already gotten werewolves involved.
And I don't honestly,
We've already gotten witches involved to a degree.
I mean, yeah, you've met Madame Zostra. But, or whatever her name was, I forget.
That sounds right.
The pros and
We'll go with that for now.
Yeah, it is now.
It's
there
Madame
are
Zastra at this point.
there are pros and cons to dealing with both.
Yeah.
The issue is whose cons outweigh the others. A werewolf will rip you apart. A witch will turn you inside out. Which sounds worse?
The werewolf, because the werewolf is more likely to do it on a hair trigger.
But again, we've worked with him before. We've, like they say, we've already lain down in that bed and gotten up with fleas, but we've already got strange bedfellows in that direction. There's someone with
Though
trust there. I think
You're not wrong.
the werewolf that
There-
we worked with wasn't particularly spiritual, as I understand it.
all the
there-
better.
There is something to be said of how many times are we going to luck out with that with the werewolves?
What does everyone else think? We've got Paul and Nina's opinions. Astrid?
And I'll also put forth the note that I don't know whether or not a werewolf would be able to do that. Like they might. They're spiritual. I don't know if they've got the raw power to do what a Euthanatos can.
I don't think it's a werewolf. I think we need to go the witch's angle.
Nico?
I would just like to determine if there is a practical distinction between a witch and a mage, Colleen.
A witch is usually the catch-all term for anyone who does magic, whether it be through ritual or sort of innate command of the arcane, usually through some sort of amount of study or witchcraft. A mage is kind of a level above.
I like credentials. So yeah, I'm team Euthanatos on this one, I think.
Like your witch,
Like,
your
both-
witch is your like any individual hedge mage or someone who's learned to cast a hex by throwing a few bones. A mage is someone who can do what I do to a lesser extent. or to a greater extent, honestly, with more training.
This
Yeah, I think that for the sort of muscle that we're going to need for this one, I'm going to want somebody who this is their focus. I'm going to want an expert. Not that there probably aren't ghost experts among werewolves, but when you've got an entire organization that's apparently their thing, we'll just have to try and find the most rational one that we can.
Yeah. Plus, if you keep a little bit of information spread out to everybody, you're minimizing the amount that one particular group gets. And the more information they get, the more dangerous they're going to get.
Thomas?
Well, sounds like we got a consensus, right?
Your opinion is still valuable.
That.
No, it makes sense.
As to my own, I do agree. The more successful route is likely to deal with mages. However, I will caution that of all the opponents we have on the field, in my mind, a mage is the most likely one to have caused this situation in the first place.
Sense.
This mirror is one that, as we were informed, is specifically desirable of magic users, more so than any other supernatural beings. Which to my mind means that if one had it in their possession already, much like how Mr. White had the nail in his possession already, that entity would likely be a mage, particularly one specializing in life or death. So if we go the route of a mage, we may end up walking into the person who set the trap in the first place. It is far less likely in my mind that our werewolf allies would have been the perpetrators behind it, simply because, as I understand it, they've been dealing with shit of their own. Aside from this.
Thank whatever you want to thank, because if it was a werewolf that did it, they're hard to kill.
Yes.
If it's a mage who did it, I'm not saying that they don't have things they can do, and hell, maybe being impervious to bullets is one of them, but I think there's at least better odds.
I mean, that's less of a Euthanatos' thing, honestly.
I have silver.
There you go.
I have silver arrows. I don't have mage killing arrows.
I have bullets.
Can I roll
you've got
what I know about Euthanatos?
arrows.
Yeah. Well, yes, arrows.
Roll me intelligence and occult to see.
Can
what
I
you
add
might
my
know about
conspiracy?
this.
Because this is very much what we do.
Yes, mages and werewolves are your conspiracy specialty. So yes.
For Paul, it's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. You said intelligence and occult?
Yeah.
Okay. Three successes.
So the Euthanatos, you obviously don't know as much about them as Colleen might. But they are supposedly, if you group mages into categories, witches, as Colleen says, witches are sort of like the novices and the like the journeymen, the people who are just kind of have learned a little bit of how this works and can do a few spells. Mages are people who have command over whole aspects of reality to a certain extent. And you don't know the limits of their powers, but you do know that they have limits on their powers, where Colleen does not seem to, although she is less trained than a mage would expect to be.
Right.
The Euthanatos, as far as you know, have a particular focus of their aspects of their power on the realms of life and death and the transition thereof, and on the fate that leads people towards death.
Are they more difficult to kill than other mages? Less difficult? More difficult to get to stay dead when you kill them? Anything
Difficult
like
to say, but a Euthanatos is more likely to be difficult to kill by virtue of overriding the rules of how dying works.
Okay.
Whereas, say, an Akashic or a member of the Order of Hermes is more likely to be difficult to kill by saying, your bullets don't hurt me.
Kind of depends on the mage, really.
Yeah.
It's about the tradition.
Yeah, but this is
about the mage.
Like the hunters have traditional archetypes. They don't know how magic works in the specific.
For sure.
But I mean, is this, again, to the best of the knowledge of the Aegis, is this like hide your heart in a jar kind of unwriting how death works, or is this
kind of? Yeah, you would expect the traditional like D&D idea of a lich to be something the Euthanatos would know about.
Oh, I'm glad I picked up that item then. Okay.
Like the Euthanatos you would expect would just not die and have some weird magic that is stopping them from dying, but not from being hurt. Whereas you would expect an Order of Hermes or an Akashic to just not get hurt.
Okay.
Like the impervious to bullets thing is more like an Order of Hermes or an Akashic as far as you're concerned.
Okay. Then Paul will share that it's not so much the not getting hit by bullets, it's more the bullets not actually killing them even when they start tearing apart the flesh.
And that's why we carry this, as pulls out a knife.
Yeah, it's not bullet specific though, if you follow me, Mr.
Well, you need to specify these kinds of things.
I
But
imagine
terrifying hypotheses aside,
so. I do agree, for my opinion, that the mage is likely the best route. I just wanted to caution everyone that the mage is also likely to be our culprit in this particular instance.
I mean, I feel like pretty much every meeting we've walked into up until and including this point, that has been prevalent in at least most of our minds.
Yes. It's simply good to have it said out loud.
Oh, yeah. No, I value.
Colleen, do you know a group of Euthanatos here or about in town?
She kind of exhales.
Did they go to goth clubs?
I didn't go to goth clubs.
I didn't ask if you did. I said, do you know if they do?
Brother Kindness gave me a bit of a primer on the rest of the mages and sort of what to expect and any important names I should be concerned about.
Was there a name that wasn't on that list?
That's the problem. I wouldn't know that name if it wasn't on that list.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask witch up north.
But I mean, the biggest name that I know of, as far as honestly the only name that I know of as far as the Euthanatos, because they keep to themselves among the orders, is Pumpkin Jack, which is just a nickname that he gets because I don't know, he likes The Night Before Christmas, but
I vote not him.
Oh, I don't know. He sounds fun. Not gonna lie.
He does a little.
I could probably find Pumpkin Jack for you, but
I'm not. There's just something about someone who's the name they go by is Pumpkin Jack makes me feel like they're probably less reliable and more likely to kill you.
That, of course, you would.
So I'm sorry, Zero. I just want to make sure that I'm reading this right. You are saying Pumpkin Jack sounds like a serial killer name.
Yes.
Everybody heard that?
Yes. Do you think?
Okay, just wanted to check and make sure that everybody.
Do you
heard
think?
That.
You think he?
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Well, that's settled.
Colleen, if as many names as you've got, as weird as they might be, maybe you could just put them all on the table and we could review them all together.
I mean, as far as you Thanatos go, Pumpkin Jack's really the only name I've got.
Any
Did
other?
Brother
I mean, they might have dealings with others. Any other names of mages in the area that you might know? And which groups they're with?
Paul's looking for a list of people to avoid. Which honestly is not a bad idea.
Knowing their names wouldn't help you avoid them. In fact, it might make them more likely to find you.
Yeah, I
Still
suppose.
might be helpful. I mean, we've got our backs up against the wall in a lot of ways.
But now, if someone at the local club says, "Oh yes, I know Pumpkin Jack. He's my best friend," we know to be on guard.
I mean, there's a Sahajia named Star Dancer who's somewhere around here, but
Those are proper nouns.
Not to distract from this particular point, and I understand that this thing is active in a lake, and that's a problem.
Yes.
We also have a line on another item that is dependent, our locating it is dependent on the whims of a fae, which means I don't think we should be just constantly backburnering it until he changes his mind.
Oh no, I feel like that is definitely our next task. This is simply determining what our path is beyond that.
Go a little while to learn how to scuba dive anyway.
And Hawaii is a very good place to take lessons.
That's a pretty good idea.
Okay, that's actually a good point there.
That's got a lot to recommend it, honestly.
Sweet.
The only thing that I would use as a counterpoint to that is, as far as we were told by our foxy friend, the Iron Wreath is where the Iron Wreath is. That thing is fucking active.
You're right. And I'm not disagreeing with the urgency of that.
So not necessarily saying that is a hard line deprioritization on the other stuff we have going, but
well,
yeah.
We can also pursue the two at the same time, at least until we need to get on a plane. It does not require all 6 of us to retrieve the wreath.
We don't quite know what we're walking into with that one either, do we? Right? He knows where it is, but he can't touch it. Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yep, that is correct.
That's absolutely right.
So it could be in like someone's hands or something.
Well,
could be.
He can't touch it, as far as I understand, because it's made of cold iron.
That's why, but that doesn't preclude.
Fair.
It could be. We have to assume there's some half-truths involved.
Like he could, if it was not in the possession of somebody dangerous or had some, at this point, he could have paid somebody
What was the wording?
$5 to go pick it up.
What was the wording on your deal, Nina?
Because Nina would remember it, but that was a while ago.
William?
The specific deal was that he would take you to the location of the wreath if you also promised to destroy the ring for him.
He did say he'd take us to the location, not directly to the wreath itself. So that does bear in mind that it probably is under some amount of guard.
There was a strong insinuation that there would be some level of granting access to the location.
I mean, he also did tell you that he's pretty certain it's under the ownership of someone, maybe not a servant of, but related to Grandfather Nurgle.
Yeah.
The person, the other person on the other end of that deal.
Who doesn't like him, so
I can have my people on standby on zombie duty around the lake. until we can get to it. But that is, Nico is correct. That is an active concern as opposed to a
Correct.
passive
Oh,
one.
absolutely. I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, should go ahead and contact our Fey friend then, so we can get that done quickly.
Okay.
Astrid, how's your axe arm?
My arms are fine. And they're both axe
It's her
arms.
shoulder that's the problem, which is kind of necessarily attached to the arm and therefore is probably inhibiting her usage of that one.
It's getting better.
Can Nico have been doing Astrid's treatment during discussion time?
Yeah, rolling a medicine.
Yep.
I still have a health point down. I don't know in this one specifically how healing works. It was, I think.
Well,
Takes
she's
an
got
hour and
she's got 4 lethal left. It's all she's got left. So
Astrid's got all of her aggravated.
or Amber, because Colleen did some
right.
healing.
That's right. Yep.
Mhm.
mhm.
Thomas
All
still
right.
has 1 aggravated, but that's it.
Okay. Well, Nico downgrades at least one of Astrid's lethal to bashing over the
Yay.
course of an hour.
I'd say with 6 successes, you can get to them.
Okay. And yeah, he'll do one for Thomas as well.
Will Colleen give any more names of local mages?
I mean, she will, but like she's giving you a list of names. These are people without faces, as far as she's concerned. These are names she read off a list.
Sure. And does she have the order with which they're associated?
Yeah, she knows a handful of people, a handful of names associated with the Celestial Chorus, some with the she calls them the Sahajia. If you ask her who that is, they're called the Cult of Ecstasy.
Okay.
She knows some with the Kavadi, which if you ask her again, they're called the Dream Speakers.
Okay.
And she knows exactly one with the Euthanatos.
You have a list of names that William is not going to pull out of their ass right now.
No, that's totally fine. I don't out of character need the names. I just want to get as many names and organizations as I can. Paul will say to her, Colleen, thank you. This may help quite a bit with this trouble down at the lake, but helps us all stay safe a little bit more. And then the next time he gets a chance, he will send a message to Maxwell that says, got a list of names for the sword. And we'll send them all along. Leaving out for the moment the specific contact we got with the Euthanatos.
Yeah, she gives you this list of names for people that you might be able to contact. Better give them to the killers.
It's okay. They'll kill the killers because they're apparently very powerful members of those particular orders.
Hey, that's what the Aegis do.
It's okay. I've been harvesting monster parts this whole time. We're not going to throw stones. So.
Also, that buys...
Nico's just actively contributing to the degradation of the fabric of society via the drug trade. I don't know what the rest of you are talking about.
I'm studying. Trying to. It's not very successful. He's kind of, he's not real good at it, but...
Hey, my intro scene way back in season 1 was killing a guy by blowing up his apartment, so...
Yeah. So, let's get in contact with our Fey friend and move on that crown.
Okay.
Assuming you text the Stripling Prince, basically, saying, hey, we're ready.
Yeah, I walk out of the room and actually will call.
Okay. So you call and it rings twice. It is specifically halfway through the second ring when he picks up. And
wait a minute, aren't we supposed to destroy? Back up a bit. Aren't we supposed to destroy this ring first?
No, it was going to take us to the location of the crown, so we would retrieve it. Then we would destroy the ring.
Wait, is that
That was
Yeah.
that was the deal. Was
Okay,
crown
fair,
first,
fair.
then
the deal was
ring.
that we were promising to destroy the ring
That's right.
in
That's right,
exchange
that's
for
right.
him taking
You're,
us to
you
a place.
you shook hands with him, so it's not like we can't.
No,
destroy
I
the
made
ring.
that-
Yeah.
I made that specific stipulation. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was willing to take that
We
deal.
were so busy
because-
talking about no, I know. We were so busy talking about the actual disposal plans that for a couple of weeks that it for some reason it got in my head that it was the reverse. Anyways,
he was willing to take that deal because
Yes.
Fey deals are binding.
right, I got it.
So yeah, you give him a call.
Yeah. Hey, how are
Hello
you?
there. I'm doing just fine. Are you ready for me to provide you that which you've asked for?
We're good to go. Well, hold on just a second. Put him on hold. My head out. Stick my head back in the room. This minute,
The sooner the better with the ghost tornado looming.
20
I
minutes.
everybody's good for this minute.
Sure.
Paul just sort of gives you a nod.
All right, cool. Shut the door again. Unclick. Yep, we are good to go.
All right. Where should I meet you?
He's gonna pick a public but not too public place.
Little 5 points.
Waffle House.
Meet an archfey at a Waffle House.
Isn't there a Waffle House just down from Little Five?
On brand for our group.
I mean, there's a Waffle House. There's a Waffle House 3 blocks in any direction.
No, she's gonna pick. She is going to pick somewhere that they haven't been before.
Okay.
Like
Juckman's daughter.
just some park.
All right.
Because if they pick, since thanks to the public stunt that was done recently, every hunter in the city is probably still looking for him. And let's not be. They might know. They might be following us.
Freedom Park is just up the road from Little Five.
Yeah, just some park.
Yeah, you pick a park. And he, very well. I'll be there in a flash.
Sweet.
We'll be there as long as it takes for us to get there
Hang on.
corporeally.
Yeah. Come back in. All right, let's move it.
On my way. Grab my suitcase with my bow in it and my quiver of cold iron.
What time of day is it at this point? Still morning?
Yeah, relatively morning. Getting close to noon.
Okay.
Let's try and make this quick. I've got an appointment this evening
With what?
for ghost shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Grab
We're
sword.
likely sneaking into a servant of an archfey's lair. I don't know how sneaky, how quick we can make this,
Yeah.
but fair.
Reaches down.
We certainly don't
unsheathes
want to
dagger.
be there tomorrow night.
Right.
But we would. It's not like we'd want to be going off without any preparation in advance or scouting a location, that sort of thing.
We don't know where we're going.
That's what we're. That's why
Show
we're
us.
learning now. We leave.
Wait, are you guys as we're walking out? Wait, are you guys saying that we're just gonna check this place out tonight and not go in?
Can we at least keep that as an option, depending on what it looks like?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that it can't be an option,
All right.
but I think we should be prepared to potentially go in because it could be a van. It could be
I am
if it's a
fully
a
van.
temper. It could be a hotel room.
I am fully prepared to make a quick analysis of the location and insert as appropriate.
What place are we talking about?
Wherever the Iron Wreath thing is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird
Too,
verb choice.
too many things going on right now.
Zero, please don't ever say insert again.
Yeah.
Ever in any situation.
But it would be a tactical insertion.
I will punch you.
It
Will.
won't
She
hurt.
punches hard.
You will. She's not lying.
Actually, I'll ask Thomas to punch you.
That will probably hurt more.
He'll do it. All right, now I'm definitely going to punch you at some point. All right, let's go.
Good team. We're
Yeah.
a good team.
We drive.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you make your way to the park.
Making our way to the park.
Making our way downtown. Da 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 da.
All right. So you arrive at the park and
Okay, I'm done.
you find a spot to sit down, and very shortly afterwards, you see a fox make its way up to you. And shortly thereafter, it is no longer a fox, but a noble-looking, perhaps too tall person.
Check the Roll20 chat, William.
Yes, actually, we should do. And as he sort of stands up and looks at the group of you, very well. Are you ready to get underway? And as he asks that, we'll go ahead and take our break.
If you're watching on Twitch, be sure to stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, grab drinks, refill your popcorn, whatever it is you need before we get back. And we'll see you in just a few minutes. We're back.
So, you're
A
back.
dinosaur story.
There's an archfey. He's in front of you.
Woogie, woogie, woogie.
I leave this conversation to Dina.
Where we going?
Stop.
He asked if you're ready to go.
Hi, I'm new.
I knew. Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
new.
Weren't you at the meeting with him?
No,
No,
he was.
I
He
was
was
invited
Waffle
out
House.
Oh, that's right, you're at the Waffle House,
with the
right.
Freaking
Right. So, they're playing Prince. This is everybody.
Do you have Colleen with you?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I like the speed of that response.
She was handcuffed to a safe if need be.
Okay, you know what? You
Sometimes
give me a hard time.
If need be, only.
Paul's creepy being too nice to this girl. I'm gonna chain her to a fucking safe.
Hey, I said safe. I did not say a lot of other things.
Right?
Safe, not safe word.
This is
My safe word will
everybody,
be whiskey.
including the people you've met and the ones you haven't. So, where are we going?
All right, let's head to the local power plant then.
Let's.
Sounds exciting.
He says as he turns into a fox and starts to trot his way along.
You want to ride?
He turns over and the fox head looks at you. Oh, you'll have to keep up with me.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, you're vaguely canine, so I wasn't sure if you've done the whole, head out the window.
No, I haven't, but they
Some
do
other
look like
time,
they're
then maybe.
They do look like they're having fun. Maybe one day.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we'll follow you.
And assumedly, you get back to your cars and follow the fox, who moves at vehicular speeds on the road.
Yep.
Cool.
Assume that I say yes. I realized at the end of the break that I thought that my wife had made dinner, and I was wondering why I was hungry. And I realized she had made dinner. I just hadn't eaten any of it yet.
So, yeah. You make your way across town to the local power plant. And as you arrive, he returns to his own form and indicates to the facility. You'll find him in there.
What else
it's
are we
a
going to
him.
find in there?
Well, presumably the cold iron wreath.
Right, but
Right, but that's not what I meant.
Because of said wreath, I don't exactly have a lot of access to looking into the interior. But the man you're looking for is colloquially known as Grandfather Thunder.
Can I make intelligence and occult roll on that one?
Sure.
Feel like Paul, as our werewolf expert, should also be making an intelligence and occult roll on that one.
I will roll just because I want to roll.
Fun fact, it's not just a werewolf name.
I know. Oh yeah, no, I'm aware.
And I am stealing names left and right from the core books.
Hell yeah!
I will.
One success for Nico.
Let me ask this. The reason I didn't immediately jump to roll is, one, I don't think that's the kind of information that hunters would have about werewolves necessarily. Two, I'm from out of town.
Also valid.
Is this a roll that I can make or no?
For this kind of name, yes.
Okay. Any conspiracy bonus?
half your conspiracy because it's not a directly werewolf name.
Intelligence and occult.
Yes.
Do we round up or round down in World of Darkness?
Round down for your halves.
4 success.
Nice.
So the name Grandfather Thunder is associated with one of the many spirits that werewolves are known to associate with. It's not like a werewolf's name in particular, but it is the name of a werewolf spirit.
It's a shifter that we're looking for then?
No. It is one of the changelings associated with Nurgle, the Raging One.
Yeah. Anything else we ought to know?
Well, he's a thunderous personality, he says, laughing at his own joke.
Right, good one.
Hey.
What's he look like then?
Like Nurgle, but younger.
I will look at Nina.
Nina didn't get a face off of that whole connection, so...
Yeah, that's my understanding. So, are we looking for a thundercloud then, or...?
He looks like a dour old man who should be doing much more important things than managing a power plant. He has an air of authority about him and a stormy disposition, as his name implies.
Gonna be a lot of people in there, or just him, probably?
So he's the manager of the plant, was just the relevant information.
Probably.
Not going to give it up without a fight, I assume.
Unlikely.
Smoking up a storm.
And you think he's got it on him?
He, at the very least, has it in his possession. Whether or not it is on him or somewhere in the building, I am unable to ascertain.
I look up at the building. Is this Georgia Power building?
Probably, yeah.
Nina, does the Union have any people at Georgia Power?
Probably.
Almost certainly.
Let
It's
me
the Union.
think.
It's the Union,
Yes,
almost
we
certainly.
Do you think we could get in through your people?
I'm
I
a
think that's
repairman.
probable.
Thomas, Georgia Power has their own repairmen, is the issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
What type of power plant is it?
It's a major junction. Like this is a large central plant. It's not like all of Atlanta runs through here, but a significant portion of Atlanta comes from this junction.
So it's not producing power; it's routing power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if Nina's people can get us in, we could theoretically have it so that the only people in there other than our target are Union members. Which would certainly make it easier if he decided to resist.
We can come up with various legitimate reasons to be inside. Paul is flipping through his little billfold full of different IDs and cards and so on.
And for one of the potential uses you might have, Nina, for instance, you can turn your dots in friends and neighbors into allies relevant to local things. For a session.
Yes, I can. I'm going to go ahead and make a call. Sorry, news thing.
Yeah.
No
Make a call through the grapevine. Get me whoever we have at the power.
How many dots of friends and neighbors do you have to turn into
Like
allies?
4, 5, something. 3.
3? Okay.
Somewhere between 1 and 5.
4, 5,
Very
3.
valid.
It was neither of the numbers you thought it was.
No, I guess because in the break between when I last played Nina and now, I had raised 2 ability or two merit/endowments. One being status, which went to 5, and one being friends and neighbors, which went to 3.
Would your status affect your friends and neighbors?
Not the way that we're
Not
looking
in
for
this
here.
way, no.
Yeah.
Is status
But still, level 3 should easily be enough to get inside.
Yeah, that's 3 dots of allies that you get.
Yeah.
Like,
Or a 3-point ally.
yeah.
Is
So-
status a conspiracy thing?
Yeah, status is your conspiracy rating, basically,
Yep.
versus your professional training, which is your job.
Paul will hold out a card to Nina that says Carl Smythe from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, and says, "Think this ought to be any help?"
Maybe, but your contact will probably get you a more direct in. Like the
Yeah.
Federal Commission might get you some red tape, but the person you know will get you a direct in.
Let's not involve the potential. Let's not get the word Fed involved, one way or another.
I feel like I should change. I say, looking down at my suit.
Yeah, you call some numbers, contact some neighbors, and yeah, you definitely. There's someone high up enough in the energy regulation business to get you access to. Basically, he can get you in as a set of inspectors, which means you don't have to be in any kind of uniform other than safety gear.
Cool.
Like you'll need to be wearing, reflective vests, not necessarily hard hats because it's not a construction site, but reflective vests and safety gear.
It's going to go so well with my style.
Yes,
It's fine.
I should definitely lose the suit.
I mean, I know like 3 people, Nina, who work for AT&T on wires that look, or more so.
It's
You'll
fair.
be fine.
I go over to the back of my car, pop the trunk. From inside the trunk that you guys can see from outside the car, pull a clothes rack out
Whoa.
and just start full of various different outfits. Hang the suit on it, or hang the suit jacket on it, pull tie off, put the tie on it, slide it in,
Does
fiddle
his
things.
Car just have like a boot of holding?
Maybe.
So are you guys intending to do this now? The Archfey says. I was under the impression that you hunters were of the sort of scouting and reconnaissance types. But if you're going to go now, I'd be very entertained.
Well,
Make a stop or two first.
not
We will
immediately, but sooner than
Actually,
rather than
Yeah,
later.
probably now.
Immediately.
I'm up for now.
How soon can your contact schedule us an emergency inspection?
He says give him 30 minutes, basically.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna call an Uber and go back to the hotel and come back if I can.
Sure.
Yeah. Do I have safety vest, any sort of relevant kind of equipment?
I
Up a little bit.
I throw a few reflective vests over the top of the car.
Oh, thanks.
This is all part of my background in professional training.
Yeah, 30 minutes later, you guys are mostly gathered back up with reflective vests and appropriate safety gear to wear.
What do I roll for disguise?
Paul Spanner Phillips.
I feel like I'm in trouble whenever you say my middle name.
Spanish your middle name? I thought it was a nickname.
Paul Spanner Marie
none of them are
Phillips,
his real
you
name.
come in here this instant.
Exactly.
Zero. After a few minutes, Zero comes back from around the car and is wearing, a white shirt with the sleeves cut off. So now you can all see he has detailed tattoos coming down his shoulders that end around his elbows, which you can very clearly see. On one arm there is a series of Navy tattoos. And on the other arm, there is a series of what could only be described as like Spanish gang tattoos. Like it's that, you know, the very intricate like Christianity tied in with various gang paraphernalia.
Paul, if you're looking for disguise, are you looking for like putting together a disguise or acting out a disguise?
I guess acting out a disguise because he's got, you know, he has a bunch of stuff back at the hotel.
Then that would be composure and subterfuge.
Can I make that as well?
Sure.
Cool.
I would also like to make that.
Can I get my fast talking specialization on this?
Sure, we'll say that.
I would also like to downplay. I'm just an inspector. It's fine, you know.
Yeah, you can. I'll say downplay applies to this.
Cool.
I also have put in brown eye contacts. And I've
I
messed my
like
hair
the
up a little
idea
bit.
that as Zero is getting everybody like equipment and stuff, Nico just kind of looks around, walks about quarter mile down the road, and just buys a safety vest off of a local county roads worker who is, I guarantee, somewhere within a quarter mile doing road work.
Probably, yeah.
Here's $30. I want your vest. All right.
William, for a composure subterfuge role, could I also add my professional training?
As a spy, yes.
Yeah, as a spy.
Oh, can I add my I forgot about my professional training. Can I add that too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just roll. I'll do a simple roll for 4 more. If I can.
Nico's apparently just really good at this.
Okay, so I got 5 total.
All right.
I'm trained.
After
Thomas
a
is
little
nervous
while,
and also has a sword.
It's a pull for standing up with the against the. All right.
I'll bring in like, you know, like a fuel, like have like a toolbox with stuff in it, just in case we need it. I'm posing as like the muscle, like for if the inspectors need somebody that they trust to lift something and move it out of the way, that's what I'm posing as.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nina, would you like to make that roll as well?
Yes. Sorry, give me just half a second.
Yeah, go for it. I'm assuming news does not stop happening.
No. This is one of those involved things. I'm going to go ahead and roll really quick.
The news will happen until morale improves.
hey.
I think Thomas is probably too nervous to be subtle. He's like checking all those things. Sword. Okay. Sword. Okay. Sword.
Thomas.
Uh-huh.
Hold this, and I hand you a clipboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm adding willpower to this, but really, if I think about it, I mean, I wouldn't really be trying that hard. But still doing really well.
My goodness.
It's all about confidence with Nina.
She's just like, I'm rich and kind of famous, so I'm coming in here.
So,
or kind of rich and famous, actually. I guess it's a better way to put that.
So you guys make your way through sort of flashing requisite information that is needed that was given to you by your contact, and sort of you were emailed like a requisite form that you can just show them on your phone.
Can I describe how Paul comes back, by the way?
Absolutely. Go for it.
So there's the car drops off, and getting out of it is, again, sort of medium height, but a white guy with like a big middle school math teacher style mustache, otherwise clean shaven, big glasses, like heavy frame glasses of the type that you wear when you don't want to worry about them breaking, receding hairline, a little bit of a gut, short sleeve blue shirt, heavy industrial denim jeans, safety vest on, and a name tag that says Jim Dale. and he comes up with the clipboard in hand and says, "All right, we all ready to do this?"
Paul has transformed himself into the platonic ideal of a safety inspector.
Are you fucking kidding me, Paul?
Yeah,
I don't appreciate that sort of language when we're on the job, man.
I don't give a shit, Paul.
I'm gonna have to write you up. He makes a note on the clipboard.
I will fucking destroy you.
Makes another note.
I mean, some of us take our job seriously, ma'am.
You all definitely destroy. That one I'm just kind of joking with, but
I'm just here to help.
Maybe we should get the ring. I'm still juggling. Like, now you've made it slightly worse with the clipboard because I've got one more thing to
Nina,
juggle.
can I play a character too?
no.
Damn it.
Come on there, Nikki. Keep your head in the game. Let's get this done.
Y'all ought to lead the way then.
So,
Yep.
you make your way into this large junction
I
facility.
just like that Thomas is like looking at Paul and Sarah and like, wait, hang on.
Oh my god.
It's like almost half of you aren't even from this area.
Nope.
Good accents. Okay. Let's go.
Oh, man. So, you enter the...
Right, I'm from Augusta.
We are from Monroe.
Does this foot so far up your ass? Actually, no. I will take his foot and I will shove it so far.
HR is not going to know what to do with you after this is all done.
His head's going up his ass. His head's going up the driver's ass. And you got the short stick because your head's going up my ass.
Kidding. Okay.
Yeah, but
Party was
but
last
really,
night.
John, you really should work on having a better accent of coming from Georgia.
Yeah, I know,
'Cause
man.
I don't think yours is believable at all.
I've been trying. I've been trying
don't
for a
sound
long
like somebody
time.
from-
No, you know.
You don't sound like somebody who lives in Georgia at all.
Not at all. No, this is not an accent that's native to Georgia. Not at all. I said we're from Monroe, which is Monroe, but you only pronounce half the letters.
Right.
Monroe.
God, you're going to make my accent slip out again.
Don't just wait until Craig runs a cowboy game. I will be non-stop Southern.
Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, you enter the facility. I'll say this for the fourth time, and maybe eventually it'll happen.
Lead the way, ma'am.
Okay, so, and again, someone at the door is like, how can I help you guys?
Prize inspection.
Oh, shit.
That.
Okay, yeah. All right. What do you guys? What can I guide you guys to? I'll happy to walk you guys around the facility.
Well, we got to talk to staff. We got to take a look at how your regulators are working. We're going to need the whole deal, honestly. Why don't you take us through first? Show us who you got working today.
All right. It's short staff today. Everything's pretty quiet, but it's just a handful of us on staff right now. And he will start maneuvering you through the facility, giving you the
William,
basic tour.
As they're, I'm sort of hanging down at the back of the group, and I'm looking for anything that looks like it could be very quickly and easily loosened, that it would cause a problem in about 5 minutes.
Roll me wits and investigation.
Would my professional training apply? for
This is
sabotage.
subterfuge, so yes.
Wits, investigation. 5 successes.
Yeah, you'll find a junction that can be very surreptitiously adjusted to cause significant overloads.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap on Thomas's shoulder and just sort of come on over here for a second while they're going off, and just like use Thomas and Thomas's clipboard as a shield so that I can sabotage this junction very quickly before leading us over to rejoin the group.
Dexterity and larceny.
Also, Nico got 3 successes on his red resin, so anybody supernatural should be pinging on his radar.
I am spending a willpower for this.
Okay.
1 success.
That's good enough. The hard part was finding it.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
You do so.
Okay, that's broken. Okay.
Well, it will be, at least.
I do know how to do this, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, you're just real big and easy for me to hide.
Electrical. Okay.
Don't worry,
All right,
we
all
want
right.
them to repair it so that when they have to go futz with it, we'll be in the office by ourselves with the
I'll
boss.
repair it now, though. Okay.
Futzing, that traditional Georgian expression.
Yeah.
So you continue on, and he guides you through most of the places. It's like, assuming you want to go speak to management, I guess.
That would be correct, sir.
Probably a good place to start.
All right. And he'll take you through into the main building, which is like walks you through all of the different junctions like around, and then there's just this big square, like rectangular, really. This big rectangular box that is the office. And it's divided into a couple of floors. Like there's like the ground floor and the upper floor, and just doors and like there's only a handful of separations in here, and they're mostly just like very quick drywall or aluminum just partitions. Like this place was just an open box warehouse that they just separated into different rooms with a catwalk over the second floor for another floor. And he walks you up to the second floor where there's like a small box warehouse, a small box office, and opens the door. Boss, surprise inspection come through, looking to talk to you. And you look through, and immediately, Nico, your red resin pings, as you are looking at an individual who probably looks mid 40s, early 50s, maybe, in a like highly. You can see the safety jacket is on the wall, but this individual is dressed in a suit.
All right,
like suit and tie, jacket, sitting on the chair behind him. This very stern, imperious visage, head of short black hair, significant amount of wrinkles, and these sort of piercing steel eyes as he looks up and inspects the group of you. Inspection. All right. How can I help you today?
At which point, something breaks in a separate part of the power plant.
Something begins to short, and he looks down at it, and without even a hint of like hesitation, just, Johnny, get that fixed. And he sort of rattles off individual numbers. He's like, shit, it's fucking ruined brownouts. And he sort of wanders over and starts to make his way, and the guy that had been guiding you heads back down the stairs and goes out to try and fix that junction. Sorry about that. The roaming blackouts and brownouts that have been hitting the area have been creating an amount of havoc for us.
Problem.
Taking notes silently, but taking notes on his clipboard.
So how can I help you today?
I'm looking around just to get an indication, like, of anybody giving this is the guy we're looking for.
Oh, Nico's just standing there with a thumbs up.
Why don't we start with your name? Why don't you tell us how long you worked here, where you're from, that sort of thing.
Oh, my name is Jason Storm, and you can find. I've been here for a while.
For Christ's sake! And she actually says it, and pinches the bridge of her nose.
You got one of those early onset migraines again, ma'am?
Yeah, it happens whenever I find somebody who comes up with really stupid pseudonyms for themselves.
You'll have to pardon her. She got the Tourette's.
Through a window. Through a window.
Don't worry about it, Miss Sky. Sure, it'll be grand.
Oh my God!
To pull out the sword.
All right, dude, here's the thing. You've got a crown. We need to take it from you.
That wreath thing.
As Thomas pulls out a sword.
Yeah, and points it at him.
Astrid will pull
Now-
out the axes.
We don't have a huge desire to. We don't have. Let me say it this way: we don't have to kill you and take it. You can just give it over, but we're not going to be too upset if we get to kill you too. So why don't you just hand it over?
Very sorry you feel that way. I'm afraid, though, that I'm not going to allow anyone to.
All right, bam!
Act. Yeah, so we're gonna roll some initiative here.
Yeah.
He's already ready for a
He's
fight.
not you don't get to monologue.
Get chills.
Good job, Paul.
That's what I do.
Oh.
I know I
I think I was
always
supposed
roll
to add
so
stuff to it.
low.
Hang on. Sorry. This whole.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Good job.
You sure did.
I did not roll a 1.
I wasn't prepared. I was like, oh, they're going to talk their way. Nope, apparently not.
Nope.
I mean, come on. Does anybody really think we were going to manipulate the Fey creature out of this?
I thought you'd at least try.
No. Why?
I would just like to say that we're confronting what is probably a fairly high weird Levenquick in a power station.
This is a bad idea.
These are all things that are important bits of information that we couldn't have possibly known. Well, we knew about the power station.
You're our changeling expert.
Nina's our changeling contact. I don't know that we have a changeling expert.
First of all,
I got a 17.
we are hunters. The term expert means you know the terms.
Basically, yeah.
And that the presents that I've got in my toolbox work really well.
Right. Like,
You know some terms and archetypal information. You're not really like deeply learned.
no.
We are literally making this shit up as we go along.
And even that, and that's generous compared to what the old World of Darkness hunters, not the shitty Reckoning hunters, the ones from the Year of the Hunter books. That's generous compared to what they knew. They are best hunters, though. Project Twilight, Inquisition.
I'm not familiar with that particular iteration.
Oh, literal X-Files.
Oh, I know that face.
Nice.
Literal X-Files.
Hey, I've got a
Except for, little eviler.
How much do we think that's going to supercharge this guy?
Wait, what do you have?
A taser.
Yeah. Really.
I
Fire
brought
off a taser.
candy.
Fire off a taser, regardless of whether he's an electrical fey or not, in a power.
It's fine. It's a junction. It's not a plant.
This surprise. This is the part where Paul turns on you. I brought snacks, my liege.
Oh, I would so be down for that.
All right, has everybody adjusted their numbers in their turn order?
I rolled
Oh,
and it
right, yeah.
updated it because apparently our pictures are tied to are
Yes,
considered our tokens.
yes. If you click on your picture, it's considered your token.
Yeah.
I've updated mine.
That's why I've got them there. Because I'm not using this shit for battle
I
maps on a
thought they
fucking
were
World
just
of
there
Darkness
for
game.
visual representation so we would remember
I mean,
what
that
everybody
too.
looked like.
That too, but like, I'm not using this shit for a fucking battle map. Might as well make it useful.
I updated mine.
I rolled an 11. It's listed as a 12.
You can click into it and modify it.
Yeah.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can click the number and change it.
Oh, I
It's already
didn't know that.
changed.
Sorry. Okay.
All right, everybody's number's accurate now.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so Paul, you've got the first move here.
Did your guy roll a 16 or a 12, William?
16.
Why'd you
That
roll
was
again
it.
then?
So that's a different thing.
Oh.
Well, this didn't go according to protocol at all. And then I'm gonna, from where I am without moving, we'll stab with the Doro talisman.
Don't worry about it, John. Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it. It goes before I do.
I'm gonna put a willpower on this if I may.
Sure.
So does Nico. I know you're not worried about him.
Defense is 4.
Nico's on the turn order.
So a net -1.
Yeah.
2 damage.
All right.
And it is the talisman itself is silver. I think we've had that conversation about whether I don't think that makes a difference here with a changeling, but
Not really.
and then does it with 2 damage, does it make any visible wound?
You thrust forward and something sort of rustles underneath his jacket, but you don't see too much of what's going on.
Okay. Some kind of armor. And Paul will fall back is there anything he can duck behind, a chair or something like that?
Thomas.
Not Thomas.
To say Thomas is there.
Not a halfling rogue. Is there a chair or something he can go behind to put between himself and...
You can get out the door and sort of like hide behind the wall of the office if you want.
Let's try to keep this contained.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. All right. Yeah, I guess he will just sort of at that point fall back and again kind of make that, as he has done several times, sort of go, and he says, oh, he's got some kind of armor, and then turn around, dropping the axe and go, off to you. And then we'll move towards the back of the group.
All right, so now it's Thomas's turn.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing as Paul, but much, much better.
And probably also running up to him, because I stood like 10 feet away from him.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm rushing up and I'm going to thrust and moulinet. Because why not?
Moulinet, I hear that's very tasty.
I don't know that preference.
Defense is currently 3.
Okay. Get 9 against. I've got +2. That is a willpower down. Okay. Which minus his defense would just be a -1, right?
His defense penalty is -3, so whatever your math is, -3.
Okay. Yep. +2, -3, -1. Okay. Sorry. Attack. Yes.
Ow.
5 damage plus 3 from my dexterity. As I do that like thrust and twist thing again.
So you reach out to swing at him, and I need to roll something.
Oh, okay.
Kill him outright.
Okay.
That was an interesting noise.
You take As your sword makes contact with him,
Yep.
there's a surge of electricity that runs down the blade into you. And you take 4 points of lethal damage as you get electrified.
Cool.
And yeah, the attack doesn't seem like it makes quite as much impact, but definitely hurts. Quite as much impact
His
as it should
hair
have.
is just standing up. He's still standing.
I was
That's
about
my
to
turn.
ask William for the stats on the Bloodthirster. I don't think I'll need him for this fight actually anymore. I'm good back here.
And he will, let's see. There's a lot of things you can do with the contract of elements.
Yes, there are.
Particularly in a power plant.
I'm going to keep this down here where it's useful.
Elemental changelings are fun.
Contracts, elements. Especially when his elemental contract is just listed as Thunderstorm.
Yep.
What's your element? Thunderstorm. So is that thunder or storm? Both.
Yes.
Strictly speaking, he's not 11 quick. He's a Fireheart.
Wait, Apocalypse is here?
John, you sound like you come from the land of ice and snow.
I do, weirdly.
Yeah, let's go with it. Okay. Manipulation and weird.
And willpower.
Oh, he has a impressive manipulation. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, Granddaddy Booms is not someone to fuck around with.
Jack, is this whole thing your fault?
No, I just have read all the Changeling books and I know exactly who lives in the court of Miami.
Even though this isn't Miami, but yeah.
Even though this is Miami, but I'm assuming you're just pulling him more or less straight from the book.
Basically.
He's an asshole.
Well, even no matter how much of an asshole he is, typically changelings can't have that much health.
So
I mean,
as the blade strikes in and he sort of the lightning arcs across you, his body fades and becomes bolts of lightning that begin to crackle across the area as he becomes the primal foundation.
Oh,
I feel like there's a moment where we're like, hey, we did it, guy. Oh, shit.
This isn't even my final form.
Oh, weird.
As lightning begins to dance across the room and like arcs through the metal that is surrounding you.
This is
Um,
fine.
Bye, Thomas. It was nice knowing you.
Oh, does he have a -2? He should have a -2 on all of his magic shit. Just FYI.
That still doesn't stop him.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
From the Doru talisman?
No, from something else.
From the eye.
From my eyeball.
Nice.
From
nice.
thine eyes. In my eye.
And this is just an instant. So yeah, that'll be his turn.
Does he electrocute Thomas?
Not yet. It is his turn to turn into lightning.
Sweet.
So he's incorporeal now.
So now it's Nina. You're fighting lightning.
I am.
Close the windows, lock the doors.
I am going to... Do we have... I'm gonna look around. We're in a power plant. I'm assuming there are levels of protection and the like, and perhaps even supplies or whatever. Is there copper piping around or anything like that?
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a pop. Hey, you know what I'm gonna pick up, and I'm gonna hit him with it.
He's going to swing at some of the lightning bolts.
It's a grounding item.
Yeah. Except at that point, the ground is you.
Yep. What do you think the damage on a copper pipe would be?
Say 1.
Okay. For reference, 1 is your fist. 3 is an ASP baton.
All right, we'll say 2.
Okay.
3 is also like a Bowie knife.
Attack roll. Does he have a defense rating as lightning?
Just make a swing. We'll see how
Okay.
this works.
Yeah, I'll willpower this. That would be 2 damage.
So you swing out, and you sort of connect with one of these. Because they're moving slower than lightning should, you are actually able to connect with one of these bars of lightning. And it arcs across the metal pipe. But
I'm sure this is gonna hurt, but
yeah, I know.
I'm holding on to a lightning rod and hitting lightning with it.
You take 121 gigawatts of lightning damage.
And are sent to the past.
I would be so down for that.
You take 2 points of bashing damage. Also, I'm sorry, Thomas, that damage should have been bashing damage.
Oh, okay. That's much better.
It is harder to electrocute somebody than to stab them.
I mean, it's easier to electrocute someone. It's a little harder to kill someone with electrocution than stabbing.
Yeah. I have 3 dots on my spet's not fighting.
But if that is your turn, it is now Nico's turn.
So here's Nico's question. Can he make, like, I assume, an intelligence and science roll or something to determine what might transpire should someone pull a fire alarm on a discorporated electricity elemental? Considering things like fire sprinklers and whatnot.
That might be particularly bad or particularly good. It's hard to say. You don't know if you can spread this guy thin or not.
Or if it'll just electrocute all of us.
Yeah. All right, strictly speaking, water isn't a great conductor until it's been salted.
Right.
Right.
But you're surrounded by metals.
Exactly. So yeah, can he make, like, a science roll to see if he's got any idea on that, or?
Sure, roll me intelligence and science.
2 successes.
You don't think You don't think that in particular will work, but there is another idea that comes to your mind is if you can ground him entirely, you might be able to contain him.
Okay.
You suspect that you're not going to be able to hurt him too much in this incorporeal form.
Right.
Until you can manage to ground him.
Until you can ground him, yep. And you said the walls are metal. What about the floor?
Floor is rubber.
Floor is rubber?
Well, rubberized, but yeah.
Right. Floor is pretty much an insulator. Okay.
Yeah.
And probably last roll before Nico actually does something. Is there anything we saw coming in that would serve as a good grounding site, given what we're looking at?
I mean, you didn't see a literal Faraday cage, but give me a wits and composure.
Okay.
Just for retroactive.
1 success.
There's a decent amount of obviously needed capacitors and lightning rods sort of scattered about the facility, but because this is just the management hub and not actually like intended to be like operating any of the electricity,
nothing's routed through here.
No, so you'd probably, your best chances of like grounding rods and such would be out in the yard.
Okay. So yeah, he'll just yell, "We need to move him to the open. Get him out in the yard." And he's going to back up and start heading that direction.
Astrid.
I apologize. What did Nico just say?
Nico
we need to get him out in the open, get him into the yard.
Are there windows?
Yeah.
Where is he?
All around you. He is literally lightning.
You can't tackle him through a window.
Okay, yeah.
It does not currently exist to be tackled.
I mean, would opening a window do anything?
Would let you get out of it without crashing through it.
We need to lure him out. Get him pissed at us and run.
Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking. And where's the door?
Directly behind you.
Okay, how big is this room?
Probably like 10 by 10 square.
Is the door shut?
No, you just walked in it.
Okay.
And Nico just ran back out through it.
Can I see if I can get an idea? Do I think he would chase us if all of us left?
Hard to say, especially because you can't really read lightning's emotions.
Let's body language read.
I would like to incite the thunderstorm.
Read the lightning is my AC/DC cover band.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything like this is his office, right?
Yes.
Is there anything in here on his desk or that looks like important?
Okay.
Which is funny because Ride the Lightning is a Metallica song.
I was gonna say, I was waiting for this exchange to be done before I was gonna say, why would it be a AC/DC cover band?
Because AC/DC is electricity related.
Yes, but
active current, direct current.
To make people like you upset, Jeremy.
It always did confuse me as a child, not that because I didn't understand how bands making music work, that AC/DC was not the Ride the Lightning band.
Yeah.
So I would argue that it would not be people like me that you made upset. It would be people who saw a cover band called Read the Lightning and went to go and found out
Expected Metallica, but got AC/DC.
that is not a good business plan. Sorry.
Or it's a great business plan.
They still get Thunderstruck, or is that Led Zeppelin? I don't remember.
No, that is absolutely AC/DC.
There
That's
you go.
100% AC/DC. Yep.
Did his clothes transform with him, or did
Yes, everything on him transformed with him.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the question?
Anything important on his desk?
Yeah, is there anything that looks like it would be important?
I mean, the desk is management tools, so it's like there's a sort of like general readout of the power in the facility, sort of like overview of everything laid out.
Okay, she's gonna walk over with her axes and just start trashing everything.
Is there a crown on the... No.
It's a wreath that you're looking for, but no, it is not on the desk. Just roll me weaponry. Roll me your attack roll.
Okay.
The desk does not have a defense.
Make sure that is, yeah.
That poor defenseless desk.
You start
3 damage.
smashing. You start smashing through the management desk with an axe. All right. And Zero. Maybe the last turn before.
What was that? I mean, we can just start. We can just pick up with my turn next week if you want.
I was going to start at the top of the round with Paul, but
All right. Do I see the wreath anywhere?
roll me wits and composure.
Because like, if he just disapparated and the wreath is sitting somewhere.
All right, guys, let's go.
Got it. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's in his pocket or something, but
Cold Iron wouldn't be
it's
able
cold
to
iron.
transform with him.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
oh, okay, yeah, fair.
Wits and composure, 1 success.
Not immediately in your vision.
Cool.
Not with 1 success.
All right. In that case, I'm going to. Is there a fire alarm near me?
Probably, yeah.
I'm going to reach over and pull it because while it might not help us fight him,
plan.
it will
Real
get
good
people
plan.
out of the plant.
Yeah, that's a real good plan.
I'll reach over and pull it. Then I'll reach down, pick up my toolbox, and walk out of the office as I open it up and pull out my cold iron Bowie knife.
All right. And as you do that, and as we would start back up with the top of the round with Paul, that's where we'll end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.